What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel Mystic Watch, and today we're going to be going over some Phantom Castle. So, I'm going to be going over who's good, how to use them, etc. How to work your way through Phantom Castle. So let's start off with the characters, explain how to build a proper team, who's the best ones to use, the easiest to get through it, and things like that. So, this is the team I currently use. Currently, these three are very good characters, and I'll explain why. What makes a character really good is low chakra jutsus that are AoE, and on top of that can do a lot of damage or generate a chakra. So for those of you who don't know how to generate chakra, you must achieve a 15 hit count combo or whatever. When you do a move, it says a hit count on the top right. Once it hits 15 or higher, you will generate a chakra for the front row of your team, and in Phantom Castle there's only a front row. So those are like the main points that you're looking into. Let's start off with the big OPs. Sasori. Why is he so good? AoE, 5 chakra is decently low. 4 chakra is, the golden. But for 5 chakra, he does an insane amount of damage, right? And he can be limit broken. I don't have him limit broken, but he can. So currently, if you just do his normal jutsu, and let's say they're just, no status, no effects, like typing changes, so no super effective or no weak or whatever, this will do almost 8,000 damage to every single person. So you hit 3 people, you're doing 24,000 damage. So you see teams with like 30,000 health on average. So if you're doing 24,000 damage to every single person, that's insane. Of course, when you climb up, you'll see teams with higher because they'll have more limit broken people, but this is kind of just an example. And if you have him limit broken, he does about like 10,000 to every single person. And if you just happen to hit a heart unit, right? No, sorry, body unit being super effective, you're going to do a lot of damage. So that is why he is considered top tier in here. Next up, I'm going to go over Jiraiya. Jiraiya is really good for the same exact reason. 5 chakra, humongous AoE. You can hit every single person, no problem, every single time. With his normal jutsu, it doesn't do as much. It does about 4,500 a hit, like per to each person. And other than that, it can immobilize, but immobilize is tricky. So I'm going to show off how immobilization works, because it's not the way you think it is. So I will use this team to show off how immobilization works. So it doesn't matter who I pick. And then while we're going over this, I'll also explain the other people that are really good. This Sasuke is amazing because he can generate 13 hits, from his normal thing, from his normal jutsu. So I won't be able to generate any chakra here because 13, is not 15. But let's say I hit, right, we'll just, that means I gotta wait a turn. Oh well, okay. So I gotta make sure I don't kill people. Okay. So pay attention to the Karin and the Minato, right? I'm going to attempt to immobilize them both. If this game doesn't want to work in my favor, but 70% chance to immobilize. Okay, so it didn't work the way I wanted it to, but Minato got immobilized, and what happened was his turn. So normally when you're playing a mission and you immobilize someone, they will stay at that same attack counter, right? You see the numbers 1, 2, and 3 for 1 Karin, 2 Naruto, 3 Minato. Those are like their attack timers when they will hit you. So normally in a regular mission, if you immobilize someone, their attack counter freezes until the next turn, and then it'll move on. Here it works a little differently. So you can only immobilize a unit that has an attack timer of 1. Right? If you try to immobilize a unit with an attack timer of 2 or 3, it will do nothing. It'll say they'll get immobilized, but if you pay attention to their timers, it'll still go down. Only a unit with a timer of 1 will actually get immobilized, and what happens is it just skips their rotation. So you prevent them from attacking, and they'll go to the back of the line, right? Because no matter what in Phantom Castle, one enemy will always attack every turn. So Minato was at attack counter 1, I immobilized him, and it skipped his turn. So it's as if his turn happened, and then he got pushed back to the back of the line. So we'll try this again. It missed. That's unfortunate. But if that worked, let's say I immobilized both of them. Minato would still go down to 2, and Karin would go to 3. Either way, but she wouldn't hit me. Right? Even if I immobilized Minato, nothing would have happened. It would say immobilized, but his attack timer would still go down. So that is what I wanted to show. But it does still work. So you can immobilize every single person, but it will only physically work on a unit that has an attack timer of 1. And that is important because of who I'm going to talk about next. So these guys are really strong on their own, but there's a couple of people, 2 in specific, that I want to talk about that are really good in conjunction with other people. So first one is this guy right here. So he is really good. The thing is, you won't really get 8 chakra in Phantom Castle, but if you're running double chakra generators, so if you're running a Neji and a Sasuke, like a lone survivor, that kid Sasuke that I just used, those guys are both really solid chakra generators. So you can, if you're starting on turn 1 with 4 chakra, you generate 2 right off the back. That's 6. So you can get to 8, and they also drop bottles in here. But his ultimate jutsu is if they are mobilized, it's 16 times attack. So it does get used pretty well in here. If you want to save up, but that's not the point. His normal jutsu as well is pretty good because it reduces their attack. 55% chance. I think it's more when he's awakened, but I gotta double check that. My bad for not having him awakened. I pulled him during Blazing Fest. Never got around to him. So pretty much, he'll do damage to everyone, and he'll reduce their attack and their jutsu ceiling. So both of those things are really solid, and the attack reduction is like 40%. So it's almost, you're almost cutting their damage in half. But he is really good as well. Works really nice with Jiraiya if you get that 8 chakra. The other person I want to go over, this Sasuke, extremely good on his own. Doesn't need any help or setup like that Kazekage Gaara. His ratios are a little bit higher at 6 star. It's like 3.5 for his normal jutsu, and it does it's 4 chakra because when you evolve him, the chakra cost goes down, and when you use it, it generates 5 hits per person. So if you hit 3 people, you got yourself an extra chakra. Another one, did I mention Utakata? I think so. If not, I don't know, I'm blanking out. But Utakata, if the person has slip damage, such as Jiraiya, Utakata does extra damage. On his normal jutsu, 4 chakra, he has like a 10 times multiplier. So for about 1400 health, a 1400 attack, you'll be doing 14,000 damage to a unit. And 14,000 damage is like, that's almost that's essentially half of 30,000. So you can just take out an entire enemy's health bar from Utakata alone if you immobilize them first with Jiraiya, not immobilize, sorry, slip damage. And Jiraiya's slip damage with max abilities is 100%. So there's that. Other person I want to go over, well, there are a couple. So this Naruto, he's wisdom, sorry, this is wisdom, yes, he's wisdom. And the reason he's good is because he just does a whole ton of damage if you can get people grouped up. So 3.7 times, and then he's got, let's say essentially 2200 with pills, not including that attack up. 2200 times, we'll just say 4. So 2000 times 4, he's doing about 8000 damage to each person, roughly. So you hit 2 people, you're doing 16,000. Right? If one of them's the thing is, the same reason I said there's a Jiraiya, like if you're bringing Jiraiya, you'll see a ton of Jiraiyas. You're gonna be doing a lot of damage to them as well. So there's that. That's why I run him. Here. And the last person I want to go over is this Sasuke, Kirin Sasuke. He's good. You know, I think he generates 4 hits per person, but that's not the point. The thing is, he is a heart unit with AoE that does a lot of damage. And like 90% of the people that I just went over, the 2 Sasukes, like Lone Survivor Sasuke, Kid Sasuke, or Shippuden Sasuke, they're both skill. Neji is skill, Sasori is skill. So this Sasuke will destroy everyone right in there, because you'll see, you just keep on looking through, there's a bunch of people just running skill units. So like if I look here, rankings, right, so number 1, right, skill Sasuke. Number 2, Shippuden Sasuke. And there, that person's doing what I was just saying, but skill Sasuke. So you see what I mean, right? Utakata skill. So that's exactly what I'm talking about, right? So many people run skill units in this game that makes that Kirin Sasuke really solid. Other person I do not own is Tamari, but you kind of get the gist of what I'm talking about, right? People with low chakra cost, AoE, do a lot of damage, can generate chakra, etc. So what's the actual strategy to Phantom Castle? 1, personally, I don't like spending pearls until the last day, because what happens is, I don't know, it's just a personal thing, because I want to see how far I can get in Phantom Castle without spending pearls, and then I'll use the exact amount of pearls I need to on the last day. That's how personally I do it. You can get to floor 100 as long as you just keep on using your stamina on refresh or every 3 hours, etc., however you want to use it. But as long as you keep doing that, you can get to floor 100 without spending a single pearl. You can get to top, you know, like 5,000 or top 1,000 for that matter, without spending a single pearl. So you know, if you just keep at it, it's very possible to get high rewards without spending a single pearl. If you do use it, some people like to use them right in the beginning and save, you know, keep up their rank, but without spending pearls. I like to do it the other way around. It's personal preference, but just some things to remember is that if you think you're going to lose, you can exit out of the app and it will not count it as a loss, but you know, you lost that stamina. Because what happens is when you lose, you lose that win streak bonus that you got, right? And there is a win streak bonus, so you want to always be, you never want to take a loss ever. So I don't know how many wins it takes to get that full bonus back. I think it's around 10 or 15. But once you got that full bonus, you know, you just want to maintain it. And the other thing is that you can always, when you're on the screen, you look at people with their points. Like, look, these people with that Naruto and Sasuke have less points than me. I don't want to fight them. You can just reset the app. Like, assuming you go through all this and they're all lower than you or something, or they're all like not that high, you can reset the app and it'll reset the people you are fighting against. So you always want to try to find the biggest difference in points. You know, logically, the person that you're fighting has more points. That's always the best thing. But that's how you get the most points out of it, right? The biggest difference in points will generate more points for you. Couple that with your win streak bonus, etc. So that kind of wraps it up for Phantom Castle. This is a little bit longer video. Hopefully it helps you guys out, and I'll see you guys next time.